We have a stark contrast to show you now. This is Uvalde, Texas today, where students and teachers are back at school, not unlike most other schools across America. School buses coming and arriving, students and teachers starting the year fresh and new. That's what's happening today, but this is what happened there on May 24th, 105 days ago. Students and teachers forced to run for their lives from a gunman on a rampage. 19 students died. 2 teachers died trying to protect them. And now 105 days later, as a new school year begins, a community is forced to confront its trauma. In a moment, we're going to speak with a teacher who was attacked that day, but we begin with NBC News correspondent Antonia Hilton in Uvalde.
Antonia, you've been speaking with some parents of students there in Uvalde. Talk to us about what's different in Uvalde schools today.
Well, normally when you think of a first day of school, Aaron, you think of kids laughing, excited to see their friends who they haven't seen all summer, running around outside before classes begin. But that was not the tone here this morning. Outside of Flores Elementary, where I am now, there were parents taking their kids hand in hand into the classroom to make sure they got in there okay. There were support animals, dogs there for kids to pet before they started class. Some families were grieving in their cars before classes began. And so it was a very, very different tone. And, you know, families tell us that they're really trapped between these two emotions. On the one hand, they have fear, they're still angry, they're concerned about bringing their kids back into these classrooms. And then on the other hand, you know, they want their kids to be in school, to be around their friends, to continue on with their education and to not be held back by these events. And so the desire to have their kids be around others, to feel like normal children, is really in tension right now with all the pain that they continue to feel. And so it's going to really be about the relationship between these parents and kids and the administrators who they want to make sure take care of them well over the next several months, Aaron.
Antonia, you also spoke to a pediatrician about the anxiety that some of these kids are going to be feeling, that they're going to be facing for a while now. What did he tell you?
That's right. I sat and talked with Dr. Roy Guerrero, who has been treating the families. He has been treating victims all summer, and his clinic is open this afternoon. Some of the families that are in school right now, they're going to come and see him at the end of this school day. And he's a pediatrician, so he's supposed to be treating children, but he's been put in a position, right, where he's actually stepping up and trying to help the entire family. Take a listen to some of my conversation with him.
Lots of anxiety and fear, and trying to move through all those feelings and understand how to proceed with their kids, right? So a lot of families are just very nervous.
As a pediatrician, what can you do for your kids' emotional health right now?
The best thing we can do is listen to them, see what their needs are, see what they're feeling, listen to every emotion they're having, and in some cases, you know, just getting the parents the same help with their children, because that's to be difficult for them as well.
Dr. Guerrero told me that for a while some families weren't sure yet if they were really ready to do counseling, or maybe they had never done it before and weren't quite comfortable. But he says he's starting to see new faces, new voices come into the clinic and reach out for help now as the school year begins, Aaron. So the hope is that that support outside of the classroom, combined with all the steps, the security measures, the new counselors, the hallway monitors who are going to be in these schools, that all of that coming together is going to make these kids feel supported and eventually feel happy to be back in school.
So important to wrap all those things around these kids as they start this new school year. Antonia Hilton in Uvalde, Texas. Antonia, thank you.
And let's continue the conversation. I want to bring in Elsa Avila. She's a teacher who was working at Robb Elementary on the day of that attack. She was shot back then and injured. Elsa, I hope you're doing better right now. I want to talk about the emotions you must be feeling today as this new school year restarts. For the first time, I think in 30 years, you're not going back to teach. What's going through your mind?
Exactly. I'm not part of all the excitement that goes into planning the new classroom, meeting the new students, starting off the year. For many, many years, I was part of that. And this is my first year and that I won't be part of that. I am doing better, you know, physically getting stronger every day. My hope is that maybe January, maybe in the spring, I'll be able to return to the classroom.
So you do want to go back?
I do want to go back, yes.
I know there were 16 students with you in your room that day. And I can't imagine what you went through. You were shot. Do you worry about those 16 kids today?
I worry that this will be with them for the rest of their lives. But my hope is that they'll continue to receive the support that they need, and they will be able to move forward and move on.
Yeah. Antonia, our reporter, just talked about that wraparound support that they're trying to provide. I wonder also, though, I wonder what you think about whether there's been enough accountability for what happened on that day.
I think there has not. I think there were many that were involved. It was not, just one person that is going to be accountable for all of this. There were many agencies there, so I believe it's still a work in progress. I mean, I want to believe in the system that we will, have accountability.
You looked out
but
for
it has been a long time coming.
Yeah. Elsa Avila, we wish you all the very best. I hope your recovery is smooth. Thanks for spending some time with us.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.